Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm kind of excited, and I'm actually very, very honored to be here. All right, so I didn't put a lot of verses in this. Can you guys read that? This is James 4:17. I was going over this in a study the other day, and this was very convicting, right? So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin. So, Johari Window, we're going to get into it. The Johari Window really measures, that tool that you've got right there, measures your willingness and ability to provide feedback and to receive feedback. All right? And from a relational standpoint, this is me, and this is you or the other person, right? And this box here is the box of shared knowledge. So when we meet, we have very little knowledge, or maybe I know more about it, right? But you can take it upon yourself to be generous to populate this box and tell them some things about you that they didn't know. When you share, give a gift, a little bit of you, share some knowledge, right? What does this person do? I'm sorry?
Same thing.
They share back. In a similar manner, right? Not 10 times, right? So if you buy a cup of coffee, somebody else buys a cup of coffee. If you tell them what you like, they'll tell you what they like, right? If you tell them what your communication preferences are, they'll tell you what their preferences are. You tell them your do's and your don'ts. This is a sharing thing, right? But you get to control this, right? Because you can start it. And the law of reciprocity then gets material or information, and we start to grow this pool of shared knowledge. The more we know about each other, right? That's the beginning stage of that know, like, and trust formula, right? How do I do that? How can I strategically make this happen? And when I say strategic, what kinds of things do I want to know? What will I communicate so that I can get what I want to know back? Right? So that's very strategic. You can take an approach in that fashion. This is the hidden box. These are things I know about me that you don't know. And so I can decide to move those into that space, right? This is the blind box, right? And these are things that you know about me, or you assume about me, or you believe about me, but I don't know them. And I can't make you put them in here, right? I can use this tool where I fill this box and then you fill that box, and I might get some things in here. But when it comes to giving and receiving feedback, it's one thing to tell you, I like something. It's another thing to tell you, hey, there's something about you I want you to know, right? There's something that you do that is annoying, right? And I don't think it's just me, and I love you and I care about you, but, right? Now, I always want to know what somebody's got when I've got something in my teeth. I know it's embarrassing, but I would much rather have somebody tell me I got something in my teeth, or if my fly's down, that's never happened. But there is this space right here, this blind space. Now, most people have to have a degree of trust, a degree of comfort to be able to deliver this information, right? Because it's not always the easiest information, but it's what they need, right? It's what Jesus did. Jesus told people, this is where you have to go. This is where you need to go. The Pharaohs and the Pharisees and the Sadducees weren't all that interested. But, he was contributing to this pool of shared knowledge, whether they wanted it or not. All right, and then here we have this. This is the unknown space, right? And when I share with you something that you didn't know about you, or an observation that I have, and I like to use that word, say, I have an observation, are you interested in hearing it? Right? So I get permission, try to get permission for having that conversation. Then we might be moving something from here into there, right? Because you didn't know it, or I didn't know it, you didn't know it eventually. I could get screwed up on my deals here, right? Because ultimately what we're trying to do for ourselves, right, is unpack this box, because there's lots of parts about us that we don't necessarily know. We have all these behaviors, we have all these morals, all these values, all these things that we were indoctrinated with when we were a kid. It's amazing when you were young, from 0 to 5, you were a sponge. You didn't argue with mom and dad. You just believed whatever they told you. And those beliefs are still there. And they might be perfect. They might be good for you, and they might not be. They might be observations your parents made when you were young, or beliefs that they had, but they no longer fit you. They're not helping you anymore. They're not serving you anymore. So we want to move them from this unknown space, uncover them, because when they're here, we can start to move them in here, or we can start to address them. Thanks, guys.